morning, my crafty friends, and welcome to a crafter's story. And it's Celeste here. So I'm on a mission. I have boxes and shoe boxes and plastic dishes and all these containers full of little bits of and pieces of paper and tape and material, and I can't throw it out. I've tried. I know I've even gone as far as throwing it out and then taking it back out of the trash. I just can't do it. I don't know. So I have to find a way to use up all my scraps. And maybe I'd feel better if they're in a project and not in the trash. So what I've started to do is to make what I've decided to call a collage, mega collage Scrappy strip. Now, if any of you guys have watched any of my videos in the past, you might recognize the odd piece as I work through this collage mega scrappy strip. And you might remember that we did a smaller scrappy strip, just 2 inches wide, a couple of months ago. So this is just a mega version of that, and I feel better about not throwing out this paper and being able to use it, because this is just going to be something that I'm going to roll up and keep. So I'm at the end of this page and I want to add to it. So I'm going to get out my glue, and I've got a piece of paper here that I tried a new stamp on. It didn't work, and that's fine because I'm going to glue over it now. So I'm just going to see if I can push this back a little bit more, like that. Okay, I'm just going to get a fair amount of glue on here, and afterwards I thought, because I'm not using I'm using up, that's the other thing, is I'm using up old glues, and because I've experimented and made mistakes with buying different glues, and so I think this is an opportunity to use up all of that as well. And I just have a whole bunch of, just pieces of whatever I just kind of picked up and plonked on my desk, and I'm just going to really get them down, and I have I'm just putting it down. I'm not thinking about it. Yesterday when I started making this, I had YouTube, I had little songs on YouTube playing in the background, because I didn't want to pay attention to where I was making any of my placements. I really just wanted to get the paper down, and if there's large empty spaces like with this that I'm going to put down now, later on when I come to use some of this, I can stamp on it, I can put a rub-on sticker on it. It makes it extra craft space for me later. I might also come in, because I've used so much glue over the paper, I might come in with a matte medium, like a matte gel later, and go over it so that I don't have a glossy, gluey surface to look at. I've also got tons of this. I think I'll put it this way. So I'm just going to do this one page, and then I want to show you another one that I did as well. And then that probably is going to be, oh, look at that. See, I can already put that down, but I need something underneath. So this is a collage that I did a long time ago. But then I went to go and photocopy it, and the photocopier had run out of ink, and I didn't realize until it started printing. So all the colors were muted, but in true Celeste fashion, I couldn't throw it out. So I kept it, and I found it yesterday in my stash, and I thought, oh my gosh, Celeste, you have a problem. It's a real craft problem. Anyway, it's getting used now. So, and I'm using slightly larger pieces because I want to get this, show you 2 of these, not just one, and then I can definitely get this guy down here. I suppose the only thing that I would consider, especially since I'm going to be rolling this up, is that the pieces of paper that you put down, or the number of layers that you layer, probably you probably shouldn't be too many, because you might find it will be difficult to roll the paper, or it might start popping undone, especially if you used a not so good glue. So I haven't had that happen here yet, but I suppose that could happen. So okay, so I've got this down, and I want to put down this lady here. I think she would look nice there. Let's see, what else do I have? Got this, and nothing has to match. You know, that's the great part. I think I've used up so far maybe a shoebox full of papers, and I just have 2 of these little snippet pages. Maybe I'll fill that in there, and then I'll put stuff over it. That uses up the whole piece. Okay, let's see. Oh, there we go. I hope you guys all had a really nice weekend. I didn't do a whole bunch because, well, that's not true. I did this. I really want to get my space cleaned up. I feel like I don't need things to be super organized, but I need to know where my stuff is. And right now I kind of feel like I don't, you know. So here's when my son was little, and he would save all his money, his coins. We would go to the bank, and at home we would put all his coins in these little coin holders, because you could put $5 worth of dimes in one of these, and then when you get to the bank, they really appreciated it if we did that for them. And then he would put it in his little savings account. So I still have a ton of them, and he is not a little boy anymore. He is a grown-up, out of college and in a job. So you must know how long I've been keeping these. It's ridiculous, totally ridiculous. Oh, I've got a couple of little tea tags. Maybe they can go down here. And then I think I'm going to let this one just dry on it's got a staple in it, so I can't use it. We can put that there. We'll put this one here. There we go. And one last thing. What about this tea bag? We'll put a tea bag down here, and then I'll put it aside. I'm really happy with this. I feel like this is definitely going to be something that I'm going to be able to come in later down the line. Tomorrow, next week, next month, 2 months from now, doesn't really matter. And I'm going to use it. I'm going to cut up a piece and wrap it around a tea tag. Sorry, not a tea tag, a tag, just a plain tag. Or I'm going to use it as a complete collage page in a journal. I might use it on the front of a greeting card. Maybe it's the cover of a journal. I don't know. Maybe it's a pocket. So there is another page filled now with just my scraps. So I'm going to pull this back and show you what the rest of it looks like. And some of it has bubbled in places, and it doesn't matter, because I can either cut it out, or I can fix it, or I can glue it back down. But let's go, and I'll show you. I'm going to go slowly. It's a piece of fabric. That's from my calendar from last year. This is from a dress pattern. This is from a cookbook. There's a doily. Here is, I believe I did put this on our Facebook page, so if you're interested in downloading this, that it's there. Here is some of that masking tape that we made. Here is that strip that we made, where I used tape to pull up the image from a magazine. Sorry, that noise is the scraping of the paper coming up the back of the desk. This is the cover of a Christmas cracker, just from a receipt book. There's another one of those little cards. More of those coupons, more of the calendar. Oh, here is another tea bag, some grid paper. Yeah, so there you go. So you'll see this is a little coffee dyed gift bag. I think it was Easter 2 years ago from the dollar store. Gosh, 2 years ago. Oh my gosh, I have a problem. maybe I'm a craft hoarder. All right, so what I've done is I've taken my pool noodle, and because it's nice, you could also use the inside tube of paper towel, but I'm using something bigger because I don't want the roll to be too tight. I wanted a loose roll, so I'm just going to take it now and roll this around my pool noodle, and this is just for storage. I'm going to keep rolling, and so you can see how this could be. You could endlessly add to this roll. Before you start using it, or even after you start using it, you can keep adding to the end of the roll. Now I'm probably not going to be able to go too much further because I've still got glue on the end here that's drying. So I'm going to pull my noodle out, and I'll just clip it here with one of these little come here, little clips. And when it is dry and I can fold it roll it completely, I will take my elastic band and just close it up, or if I had a little string, close it up. So let me show you the other one that I've started doing. This one's a slightly different theme. Also just tied down with the elastic. I didn't get quite as far with this one. I can already tell that there's some people who watch my videos and who are on our Facebook page who are already going to say, oh, this is more my style. So here basically, you see I've got a little bit coming undone, but I'll glue it later. Here basically I've got book pages. This is from a dress book, just some ephemera that I picked up. This, if you guys ever go on Etsy, you can buy online digital copies of old magazines. This is one that I bought, and it's the Australian Home Journal from September 1st, 1952. So you can go, and then you've got an endless supply from that digital copy that you've bought to download and print and have these beautiful ephemera type printouts. So I've got music paper, I've got map paper, I've got an old advert, map paper. This is from a dress pattern. This is from the map as well, from the dress pattern, music paper, bingo cards, whole bunch of different things, you guys. So I've already added a page. Here, I bought 3. I think and it was dirt cheap as well. I don't think I'd paid more than $10 for all 3 of those Australian magazines. I think the one was 1951 and 2 of them were from 1952. And they've been a wealth of just a wealth of ephemera for me. I have some pages from a dictionary. They are words that I know that I don't want to cut out, I don't want to use, and so, because I don't even know what salsify. Oh, it's a herb. Okay, but I'm not going to use this. I'm going to tear it up, and this is not an old vintage dictionary, so I don't feel bad about doing this. And I have another one which I wouldn't do this to, because it is vintage. This one, however, is not, so I don't mind tearing it up. I'm going to just do exactly the same as with the other one that we did, and really just get as much down as you can, and just keep adding. So I have a whole box full that I still want to go ahead and pull out, and I'm probably going to be able to oh, I thought somebody was coming into the craft room, but they're not. I'm all on my lonesome. There's another box of my craft materials, and I'm pretty sure that I have, oh, I can't pick this up. There. I have some more stuff. Lots of stuff. Okay, so you guys go and, rummage through. I think this tea bag could look nice here. I'm going to try that. Rummage through your stuff and see what you think you can use or you don't want to use. And I've been making greeting cards, because I think I've mentioned before that I make all the greeting cards for the year for the family, and there's 4 of us, so I'll end up making around about 21 cards. And so I think I've got 8 left to make, and so I'm going to use, I think, some of this as the outside front of some of the cards. I just think they'll look really nice. I also thought, you could stencil over this, because if I came in with some stencils and maybe almost like making it into an art page, some pieces of it, that could be nice too, where I just come in and maybe put a whitewash over areas, maybe stencil a flower or a wood grain over some places. See, what else do I have? What else do I have? I thought I had so much. Oh, I have this. I don't want the red. I don't think that goes with the colorings here. So this is from the packaging of a dress pattern. I think these were from boys' pajamas. I'm going to put it. Oh, that's scraping. Sorry. Ah, terrible. That's a terrible noise. Terrible. I'll get this down the front here, or down the side here, should I say. Oh, just like that. When you're on your own doing this, it can be really, I don't know, it's not therapeutic. I think just relaxing. I think it can be really relaxing when you don't have to think too hard. A little stamp. See, maybe I put down a little more of this dictionary paper down here, and maybe by the time I'm done with this, that other one will be dry enough for me to go and roll. And I'll show you how. I don't really have to show you how to roll it. I think I already have, but you'll just see how. Let's put this. I think this might be a little thick. I'm gonna pass on that one. See what else I've got here that I can maybe put down. I've got something here. Oh, this is from the Graphics Fairy. I think it was no, No, I bought this on Etsy. So I have digital copies of this from Etsy, and I'm just going to, it's an old 1921 receipt from the Wrought Iron Range Company, established in 1964, and they were selling grey iron, 28 pounds of it for $14. Must have been a steal. I don't know. I have no idea what grey steel cost in 19 something. That was way before my time. Okay, but it's nice that people have kept these things and are prepared to, although I had to buy it, I know, but they're still sharing it with everybody to be able to use as print copies for people like us who like to make stuff with it. Okay, so I think this is taking a little too long, and I'm sure it's not super exciting watching me put down paper on paper. I wanted to just bring this to you because it's an idea for you to also go ahead and just take what you have and make some of these very large scrappy rolls, and get that down there, and in that way you have craft fodder, collage fodder. I mean, you could come in here with a round punch and punch out little pieces. You could tear out little pieces. You could cut it with one of those scissors that has the serrated edges. There's just a ton that you could do to later on when you start looking for decorative papers for your projects. Okay, you guys, I think I'll leave it there. I know I have a little bit of space left, but I think I have given you the idea of what it is that you can do with your scrap papers and making this mega roll. So let me bring back the other one, because this one's now going to have to dry. Sorry about the scraping noise. No, not quite dry, but I think this is a bulky project, sorry. Here you get the idea of what it is that I was trying to do by making up these large, because it's also easier to store now. I can just roll it up and stick it in a corner somewhere. Instead of having a big box, and now just have a small roll, which is so much easier to store than a box. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for visiting with me. I'm sorry for all the scraping noises, but I hope this is something you can use, and I'll see you in the next video.